Good evening. Good evening and welcome to the Board of Education meeting for Greeley Evans School District 6. This is the 11th day of September 2023. This meeting will now come to order. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Lemon, will you call the roll for us, please?
Director Bentley.
Present.
Director Campos-Fitzy.
Present.
Director Mash.
Present.
Director Matthews.
Present.
Director Norwood. Director Pappas.
Present.
Director Sullivan.
Present.
6 board members present.
Thank you, Ms. Lemon. Well, again, whether you are here in person, and there are quite a few of you tonight, and so welcome. We are glad that you're here and with us. Whether you're here online, seeing us online, we're glad that you're visiting with us as well. This is, we are about a month into our new school year, and this is at the point where it generally starts getting harder for our students. And so I see a number of you with us tonight, and just want to say words of encouragement and hang in there. This is when tests start coming and papers start coming due, and so we appreciate all your work. Also, a few things that happened this week, and want to congratulate our Northridge football team. We had our first inter-district rivalry this last weekend, and Northridge was successful over Central, so we want to congratulate our Northridge team. And tonight, though, and I think this is probably the first time that it's happened that we had a board meeting on September 11th. And we do want to recognize and remember and the events of September 11th, to remember the people who lost their lives, almost 3,000 people who lost their lives in that terrorist attack. We want to also remember and honor the people who went into those towers, recognizing not everybody who lost their lives in September 11th were in those buildings at the beginning, that many went into those buildings. And so we recognize not just the people who lost their lives and their families, but those people who heroically went in, our firefighters and police officers and all those people who signed up for the service, military service following September 11th. We were talking about it earlier, just before our work session, and I know this is true in our conversation. I imagine it's true for all of you that you remember exactly where you were when you found out about September 11th, when you found out that a plane had crashed into the World Trade Center. You probably remember your feelings, and I know I was overseas when it happened, and I can say that in all my time that I was overseas, that was about 2 years, that there was never another day, never another Thanksgiving or Christmas or birthday or significant family event that I wanted to be home as much as that day. And I say that just to remind us that for most of our students, and I'm looking at a few of you now, that they don't have those memories. They don't have those feelings that they remember. They did not experience September 11th. They weren't alive when it happened. That's true of all of our students in District 6 right now, and many of our recent graduates. And so it is a responsibility that we take seriously as a district to remind ourselves and to educate our students about what happened that day and how we remember it, and the feelings that we have that surround it. And it strikes me that something else our students don't know and never seen is, as a United States, we were probably the most united the weeks following September 11th, and they've probably never seen that either. And so it's always a great occasion to remember and to remind ourselves that the things that divide us are not nearly as great. They're not nearly as significant as the things that unite us. And again, we want to remember and honor all of those that lost their lives on this day 22 years ago. So that is all I have for tonight, and we'll begin our meeting. And, oh, thank you, Ms. Pappas. I did want to recognize a couple other people. We do have a new, one old and one new from our Council of Student Representatives. So we have Richard Alania Canto back with us again, and thank you for being here, Richard. And then we have a new member this year, or maybe it's this month. I'm not sure how long you'll be serving with us, but Natalie Loaiza Valenzuela. And so thank you for being here as well. We appreciate you guys and what you contribute to our board meetings. So thank you. And with that, we'll move on to the approval of our agenda, and we'll need a motion to proceed.
I move that the Board of Education of Greeley Evans School District 6 approves the agenda as presented.
Second.
Thank you both. Is there any discussion on the agenda? Seeing none, Ms. Lemon, will you give us a vote, please?
Director Bentley?
Aye.
Director Campos Fitzie?
Aye.
Director Mash?
Aye.
Director Matthews?
Aye.
Director Pappas?
Aye.
Director Sullivan?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you, Ms. Lemon. Next is our board member comments and reports. And tonight we'll start with you, Ms. Mash.
Thank you. It's nice to see a full room here for all of the celebrations. I apologize for missing last week. I always love to hear our early college academy updates, and again, so wonderful that opportunity for our students to earn those college credits while they're still in high school. A couple of things that we got to do these last couple of weeks. The Colorado Association of School Boards, or CASB, sets up a legislative tour where we invite our local legislators and even our national legislators to come take a tour. They get on a school bus, and usually there's sort of a theme of what types of programs they're going to get to see. And so this year it was career and tech ed. So a number of other board members from around the state and our local legislators came and visited our Career and Tech Ed Center, and it was wonderful to be there with the students in the building. We got to observe the construction class with a whole framed out piece they were working on. We got to watch the cosmetology students straightening hair. We got to sit in on blueprint interpretation with the welding class, and it was just really wonderful to get to see this brand new space in action, to talk to the students about their experience, and to share it with our state leaders and other leaders around other boards. So that was really fun. We also went to the Dream Team breakfast, and don't be jealous, but look at my amazing pen. It's so big. You will always find this pen. But the Dream Team breakfast was another wonderful time to get together with our partners around the city and to honor our students that have worked so hard beginning in 6th grade, have joined that program. I always enjoy hearing from the students. We had a student panel who shared, how it's helped them with their study skills and their goals, also the relationships they've developed and all of the different experiences they got to have through the Dream Team. So, we've had 5 years with 100% graduation rate with the Dream Team. So that's really excellent. And then as Mr. Matthews mentioned about the sporting events, I've been to many sporting events here in the last couple of weeks, and I'm always impressed with the sportsmanship that our District 6 students show. And even though it's a crosstown rivalry and everyone, of course, is hoping so much that their team will win, as soon as it's over, they go find their friends from the other school and chat about how things are going. So keep up that good work. Thanks for representing us well, D6 students.
Thank you, Ms. Mash. Ms. Sullivan, by her request, is not going to speak tonight. She is a little under the weather and is losing her voice. And so we're going to skip to Dr. Campos Fitzie.
Hi, everyone. So for my board comments today, I did want to bring the focus to Hispanic Heritage Month, which is the month of September. It's a month that's special to me because as a Latina, I get to join in celebration with Latinos across the whole country in celebration of our culture, of our heritage. Greeley, actually, we just got our numbers for demographics of our district just in our last weekly newsletter that we get from our superintendent. For Hispanic students, we have 63.96% Hispanic students in our district. So that's in the entire district, about 22,000 students. So I'm really proud to share that cultural background with students and that perspective. I was reflecting, because of Hispanic Heritage Month, on my own identity and my different ways that I see myself. And I think of things like I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a doctor, I'm a community leader, but more than all of those things, I'm Latina, and I'm so proud of that. I was also reflecting on what that means in Greeley and Evans over the years. And I wasn't raised here, but I've had the privilege of meeting elders in the community who've been here for decades and decades, for over half a century. And they tell stories of Greeley and businesses on 8th Avenue that used to have signs that said, "No Mexicans allowed." They tell stories about the Spanish colony. They tell stories about teachers who wouldn't allow them to speak Spanish in the classroom. And if they did, they were often met with sometimes even corporal punishment. And I see Greeley and Evans today, right? Almost a lifetime later, we got to sit during the month of May and June through a lot of graduations for the high schools across Greeley. And at more than one graduation, the student speakers, when they were giving their graduation speeches, they felt comfortable enough to give a lot of their speeches in Spanish. And that's what District 6 is about. Part of our Innovation 2030 strategy is about creating a climate and culture where students feel welcome, included, not just tolerated, but celebrated for their different cultures and heritages. So not just that, at graduation, I was really touched by how many students wore their sarapes and just proudly were showing off that they were bicultural. Some of them on their graduation stoles also just wore the flags of the countries that they're from. And I always like to educate people who don't know much about Latinos in Greeley about the diversity within the Latino community in Greeley. It's really beautiful. We have Latinos who their grandparents and great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents were born in New Mexico and Colorado, and they've just been here for generations and generations. We have Latinos who are more recent immigrants, students who themselves lived in a different country before coming here. And then, like me, children of immigrants who've come from Mexico. Chihuahua is probably the main place our Mexicano students are coming from, but also lots of Central Americans. And that's probably been in the last 10 years that we've had a lot of immigration from Central America, and that would be Guatemala, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador. El Salvador is where I'm from. I brought one of my favorite purses today, and it's just handmade in El Salvador, and just really proud of my culture. I get to go to El Salvador about every other year to visit my grandpa. He's 96 now, and just really proud that my grandpa gets to meet my kids and that they share that connection. Lastly, but on the same theme, this week we got a little announcement about 18 of our District 6 high school students. They received a College Board national recognition, and I think Dr. Pilch will probably go into a little bit more, but it's a recognition given to students who have a GPA of 3.5 or higher, who excelled in the PSAT, and who earned high scores on 2 or more AP exams, advanced placement exams. And 15 of those 18 students were awarded the National Hispanic Recognition Award. One of the students was Mateo Tecum Jacinto, who's a Guatemalan student that I had the privilege of having for a day in my clinic at Sunrise. He got to shadow me, so I wanted to give a special shout out to Mateo. But how we have come so far, right? Our work in diversity, equity, and inclusion is definitely not over. But even in the lifetime of a Greeley resident, we have come to a point where students feel comfortable enough to speak their language, to be proud of it. Actually, at that visit that Natalie spoke about, the legislative visit that we did at the Career and Tech Ed Center, we were in the cosmetology classroom, and most of the girls were Latinas, and they're straightening hair. And I just loved that they were listening to norteña music. And to me, like, norteña is just like it is Mexican music at its best, and they're just proudly blasting their norteña and just embracing their roots. So just want to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with you all. Thanks.
Mr. Bentley.
For the record, that was 6 minutes. She wanted to do it in 2, but we knew what was going to happen. I don't have near as much to say, but I did do a couple things these last couple weeks. I went at the Casby Legislative Tour of the CTE Center. It's the first time, I think, at least for me, that I've got to see it kind of functioning as it's intended. We got to hit almost all of the rooms and seeing all the different pathways. The kids were in the hairdressing side because they're not allowed to work on real people yet, and as fun and as exciting as it sounds, those dolls are creepy, so I can't wait till they get to go do work on real people. The students were in the construction one doing some working on framing and stuff. It was just fun to hear their comments and with just to see how intrigued the state reps were and how interested they were. And then, like you said, we went through the welding one, which is near and dear to my heart. So it was fun to see future welders that I could possibly employ in the next couple of years. And they answered the questions well. They were, I think I asked them, how many of you are really serious about pursuing a career in welding? And I think all but maybe 2 shot their hand in the air immediately. So it just kind of speaks to the need and the kudos to the district for listening to what everybody wanted. We went through a period for a while of everything was college, and I think we're kind of seeing the unintended consequences of that. While that's good, there's still a whole lot of other areas that need focus too. So college and career ready is my favorite part of what we say in the district time and time again. But then I got to go to the Greeley Dream Team breakfast on 9/7, which is always fun just to see what they're doing, to hear the stories of inspiration and see some of those alums and how they come back and end up, basically serving the community in amazing and awesome way. There's a lot of really highly successful people that come out of that program, and it's fun to see them come from middle school, their stories, and then all the way. I think the one kid's a doctor now that was there, and just to see them back in the community serving, I think that's more than anything what the community and then the district is trying to do is just foster these positive kids and positivity in these kids to come back and be successful, contributing members of society. So it just kind of full circle is fun to see. So glad I got to send that.
Thank you, Mr. Bentley. Ms. Pappas.
It is nice to see everyone here tonight. The only couple things that haven't been mentioned yet, we did get the opportunity to visit Maplewood Elementary School on, I think it was last Thursday, and we hadn't been there on an official school visit for a while. We'd been there for other reasons, but it was nice to get into classrooms, and we were able to watch some of the implementation of the new reading writing curriculum, the EL curriculum, and just to watch kids that have only been in school about 3 weeks, just so excited about learning and excited about being at their school. So that was a good visit at Maplewood. And then tonight we're going to get an update from Jenny Schilling and Jordan about the CTE programs. But on Friday morning, Jenny gave an update to the Chamber of Commerce Business and Education Group, and I think they were just so amazed at all the things that are happening in Greeley with Career Pathways and the CTE Center. And what I will also say about that group of people that go to that meeting is our business partners are so committed to District 6 and so proud of all the work that is happening. And we have several people here tonight joining us, and we appreciate that you're here supporting the work in District 6. And then just one more thing, back to the Dream Team breakfast. I think that the thing that stood out the most to me this year was we had Dr. Cedric Howard from UNC give our final keynote speaker. Thank you. And I think something he said that just had an impact on me was that we know that the Greeley Dream Team is a powerful organization and powerful for our kids, But what he brought to the forefront also was that this isn't about our Greeley kids. This is a nationwide support. Programs like this across the nation, there are kids that need resources and support. But in Greeley, the Greeley Dream Team is not just impacting kids, but also our community, our business, our families. So I really enjoyed having him be our keynote speaker and just helping me look at things with a different perspective. So again, thank you all for being here, and I think that's it.
Thank you, Ms. Pappas. And it's always a little difficult to go last because most everything has already been mentioned. But I will just add to what Ms. Pappas was saying about the Greeley Dream Team. And this is a fantastic organization that they've been in existence for about 36 years, and they serve our students who want to go to college, but parents did not go to college. And sometimes those students don't know how to navigate the systems to get to college. And they serve those students. And as important as CTE is, and it's incredibly important, don't want to disagree with that, as an organization that employs teachers, we want to send kids to college. Because teachers are getting harder and harder to find each and every year as we graduate fewer and fewer teachers from our universities. And so if you're out there and you are listening and you want to go to college and you're in one of our middle schools or high schools, and maybe you find that the process a little intimidating, I encourage you to connect with the Greeley Dream Team. They do a fantastic job of getting kids to graduation and on to college. And so that's all I've got for tonight, and we're on to our work session report.
The work session began with an overview of upcoming events and board engagement opportunities. Assistant Superintendent Dr. Stacy Dattery, supported by district leadership, led a presentation on the Innovation 2030 strategic plan work taking place during the 2023-2024 school year. The board had the opportunity to ask questions and engage in discussion regarding the ongoing implementation of the strategic plan. The work session ended with an opportunity for board members to provide comments and reports.
Thank you, Ms. Lemon. Next on our agenda is our Worksite Wellness Platinum Award. Dr. Pilch, I'm going to give this to you to introduce this award.
Thank you, President Matthews. I actually think we are about to be recognized. So I've been told to invite Mr. Bob Murphy to the podium and that he will just take it from there. And I think he's doing double duty tonight for us here in District 6.
Good evening, Dr. Pilch, President Matthews, members of the board. I'm here this evening to introduce an award. School District 6 has been partners with Aetna Healthcare for 8 years. I'm here to introduce tonight Reno Haddock, who is the wellness manager for our region, and he has a very special award that the district has applied for and received.
Thank you, everyone. So tonight, I'm going to be honoring your wellness team with our Workplace Wellbeing Award. Before I hand that out, I just want to give you just a little bit of background about what this is. So with Aetna, our annual award program, now in its 7th year, recognizes employers who have a strong commitment to improving their employees' health. This is important as healthy employees in the workplace show lower absenteeism and higher medical cost savings. Personally, myself, having managed several worksite well-being programs in the past, I have seen how this also creates a healthy, happier working environment and community for everyone as well. Some of the background highlights for 2023 regarding our Aetna's Wellbeing Award: we had 117 total winners out of 121, with 50 new applicants this year, with a 27% increase of winners from last year. This year we had 18 platinum level winners, 54 gold level winners, 27 silver level winners, and 18 bronze level winners. Only 15% of the applicants earned a platinum award this year. With platinum award winners, they have experienced health outcomes such as the following: this program: medical cost savings on an impactable dimensions based on chronic condition, lifestyle, and biometric, medication adherence, preventive care, at-risk condition, and social risks. Reduction in prevalence of metabolic syndrome, sleep apnea, diabetes, hypertension, obesity, musculoskeletal conditions, prediabetes, and related comorbidities. Since applying for the Aetna Wellbeing Award, your county has won the following awards. In 2020, their first year applying, they won gold. 2021, gold. 2022, platinum. And this year, again, platinum. Your county was only one of 2 public and labor schools who won platinum this year. That's something to be really proud about. So, our award judging committee looks at several key areas: health management strategy and design, communication and organizational engagement, well-being program implementation, well-being program evaluation, and well-being program ideas. Here are just a few examples of what Rachel, the Wellness Committee, and her Wellness Champions, did that made them stand out to the judges and earn this Platinum Award. Mission and vision statement, strong support from executive leadership, engaged Wellness Committee and Wellbeing Champions, on-site biometrics, their wellness challenges, and their fun wellness activities. In closing, we look forward to supporting your county with their wellness program and goals for this coming year. And now, on behalf of Aetna, I'd like to honor Danielle Reno.
Dr. Pilch, if you don't mind, I'd like to invite the members of the Worksite Wellness Committee present to please join me. Members of the Board of Education, you often, Danielle Bach, Director of Nutrition Services. Members of the Board of Education, you often see me up here talking about nutrition in the days of our students and in the lives of our students, but I also have the privilege of sitting on the Worksite Wellness Committee. Several of my colleagues have joined me up here as well. This committee really is responsible for ensuring access to well-being programs for the roughly 2,900 staff members that we have working in District 6, and this Platinum Award is certainly a major honor, and thank you very much, Reno. Before we go, I would like to highlight just a couple of the programs that we offer. I see the faces of many of my colleagues out there. You guys, we're going to be doing Walktober again this October. This is an opportunity for us to compete against neighboring school districts. I'm very proud of the fact that we won last year against Poudre and Thompson. This year, we will be joined by Windsor and 27J. So all of the members of the staff of District 6 listening out there, please get your new walking shoes ready for October so we can begin that again. And of course, always our Worksite Wellness Champion out there doing the work in your buildings. Many of them are not able to be with us tonight. I appreciate you. Thank you for the work that you do every day in our buildings to ensure access to these well-being programs. Thank you.
I apologize, I kept saying county, I meant to say school district, so.
I think we do have maybe some board member comments. And Dr. Campos-Spitzy, I know at least wants to say something.
Yeah, so I wanted to thank Rachel Hirschman for the letter she put together for us, that update. She's the wellness coordinator for District 6. So I just really appreciated you made it really fun to read. You know, those kind of updates can sometimes be a little bit boring. But just the focus with the worksite wellness on mental health, preventing burnout in these high stress jobs. I was talking to a teacher just this weekend who was telling me that she got so good at holding her bladder because it's so hard to go to the bathroom as a teacher that she got kidney stones. So, you know, teachers, a lot of the employees employed by school districts are self-sacrificial type of people who might not be the best at work-life balance and putting themselves first. So I'm so glad that there's a wellness program in our district that helps them prioritize that. One of the things that stood out to me was that now through the Employee Assistance Program, which is a way to get therapy appointments, employees have increased their number of free mental health sessions from 3 to 8 counseling sessions, and that's per issue per year, and that includes employees and their household members. Like, how cool is that? I'm always, I like to tell all my patients that everyone needs therapy, so it is completely and highly accessible to our employees. I wanted to give kudos for that. And from that newsletter that Rachel wrote for us, they're doing everything for employees from chair massages to financial wellness bingo. So, you know, wellness looks a lot of different ways, and they're hitting all those different points, and even offer staff family in-person cooking classes, which is so cool. So they're being so creative. I loved reading that whole newsletter about the smoothie bike and all the fun things happening in the district. And thank you for the work you do. It means a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Campos-Spitzy. Next on our agenda is a proclamation recognizing September 15th through October 15th, 2023 as National Hispanic Heritage Month. And this is an action item that will need a motion.
I move that the Board of Education of Greeley Evans School District 6 adopts the honorary proclamation recognizing September 15 through October 15, 2023 as National Hispanic Heritage Month.
Second.
Thank you both. Before we move any further, Ms. Mash, would you read the proclamation for us?
Yes, I will. Proclamation of the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6. Proclamation recognizing September 15 through October 15, 2023 as National Hispanic Heritage Month. Whereas Hispanic Heritage Month recognizes and celebrates the significant contributions of Americans tracing their ancestry to Spain, Mexico, Central and South America, and the Spanish-speaking nations of the Caribbean. And whereas the observance of Hispanic Heritage Month began in 1968 through an act of Congress declaring National Hispanic Heritage Week, which was later extended to a month-long celebration. And whereas more than 62 million Americans are of Hispanic and Latino descent, and whereas 14,269 students in Greeley Evans School District 6 are of Hispanic and Latino descent, making up 63.8% of the entire student body. And whereas the contributions of Americans who are of Hispanic and Latino descent in the fields of science, politics, medicine, education, art, music, writing, public service, and many other careers have greatly enhanced and advanced these fields, improving the lives of all Americans. And whereas the art, food, dance, music, and culture of Hispanic and Latino Americans are part of the colorful weave in the fabric of all American culture. And whereas District 6 graduates of Hispanic and Latino descent have and will continue to contribute greatly to the cities of Greeley and Evans, enriching our communities and advancing our businesses and economy. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Board of Education of Greeley Evans School District 6 recognizes and celebrates September 15th, 2023 through October 15th, 2023 as National Hispanic Heritage Month, and encourages all employees, students, families, and community members to honor our citizens of Hispanic and Latino descent and recognize their immense contributions to our communities, our state, our nation, and our world.
Thank you, Ms. Mash. And Dr. Campos-Spitzy, would you be so kind as to read the proclamation in Spanish for us?
Sure. Proclamación honorífica de la Mesa Directiva de Educación del Distrito Escolar 6 del Condado Weld. Proclamación reconociendo las fechas del 15 de septiembre al 15 de octubre del 2023 como Mes Nacional de la Herencia Hispana, donde el Mes de Herencia Hispana reconoce y celebra las contribuciones significantes de americanos que han rastreado su linaje a España, México, Centro y Suramérica y a los países de habla hispana del Caribe, y donde el celebrar el mes de la herencia hispana comenzó en 1968 a través de una ley patrocinada por el Congreso declarando la Semana Nacional de la Herencia Hispana, la cual luego fue extendida a celebrarse durante un mes completo y donde más de 62 millones de americanos son de ascendencia hispana y latina, y donde 14,269 alumnos en las escuelas del Distrito 6 de Greeley Evans son de ascendencia hispana o latina, cubriendo 63.8% de la población estudiantil, y donde las contribuciones de americanos de ascendencia hispana o latina en los campos de la ciencia, política, medicina, educación, arte, música, escritura, servicio público y en muchas otras carreras que grandemente han mejorado y logrado avances en estos campos, mejorando la vida de todos los americanos, y donde el arte, comida, baile, música y cultura de los americanos hispanos y latinos forman parte de la estructura social de toda la cultura americana, y donde graduados de ascendencia hispana o latina del Distrito 6 han y seguirán contribuyendo grandemente a las ciudades de Greeley y Evans, enriqueciendo nuestras comunidades y mejorando nuestra industria y economía. Ahora, por lo tanto, se proclama que la Mesa Directiva de Educación del Distrito Escolar 6 de Greeley Evans reconoce y celebra del 15 de septiembre del 2023 al 15 de octubre del 2023 como el Mes Nacional de la Herencia Hispana y alienta a todos sus empleados, alumnos, familias y miembros de la comunidad a honrar a nuestros ciudadanos de ascendencia hispana y latina y a reconocer sus inmensas contribuciones a nuestras comunidades, a nuestro estado, nuestra nación y a nuestro mundo. Otorgado bajo mi mano y sello ejecutivo del Distrito Escolar 6 del Condado Weld, este 11 de septiembre del 2023, señor Michael Matthews, presidente.
Thank you, Dr. Campos-Spitzy. Dr. Pilch, before we open this up for board members to comment, is there anything you would like to say regarding the proclamation?
Thank you, President Matthews, and I think the proclamation says it all and really does speak to the importance of this month and the importance of this proclamation here in our community in District 6. I have Mr. Luis Camas coming to the podium, who is our Director of Cultural Excellence and Family Engagement. He's going to talk for just a moment, I think, for us, and then introduce for us a community member to accept this proclamation on behalf of our Latino community.
Correct. Dr. Pilch, members of the board, it's an honor to be here. Luis Camas, Director of Culture of Excellence and Family Engagement. Before that, just if I may, Dr. Pilch, I've had a chance to really study Greeley the last couple months and visit almost all schools. Not quite, I know some of you, but almost all of our schools. And I just want to say a couple things about that. When I first got the call from Dr. Dattery and Miss Annette Overton, I just really touched and moved because I think the last 10 years, my work with college proficiency work, Title I schools, schools of poverty, underserved communities, and making a difference with student achievement, was the perfect opportunity to be here and help D6 get to that next level. Some of our beliefs and values are our students come first. All the schools that I visited, I can tell you that Greeley, the people of Greeley community, the school district, the principals, the teachers are living that belief. Also, the belief of diversity is a strength. I also see schools really dedicating time with their staff to get better with college proficiency work. So what I'm saying to you is that D6, from I can tell, is living the beliefs and values from what I've seen in visiting all the schools. Some of the best schools I've ever seen, I've told my wife this, are here in Greeley. I think it's a true story that needs to be told more about the schools that we have here and the challenges that we have before us too, to make a difference for our kids. Now for the introduction. The League of United Latin American Citizens is something that I'm learning about. In the last week, I had a meeting with Sonny Subia. Sonny Subia is a man who's dedicated almost 40 years of his life to the community of Greeley. The Rodarte Community Center, he ran that for about 16 years. And now he's currently helping us with the most at-risk students that we have in our district for the last 20 years. And shout out to Miss Renee Felice. She's been giving me the details about Sonny. They go back a long ways. And she was able to tell me some, heartfelt details about Sonny. He's not with us tonight, but his sister is. One thing I want to say about Sonny is that after talking to him, I want to be what he does for our kids. He really, it's not just a process for Sonny. It's about an opportunity for Sonny and for the kids, the most at-risk kids that we have here in our district. So just want to mention that about Sonny, even though he's not here. I want to recognize that I felt that after talking with him. His sister is here. His sister, Soledad Villa. She is also a member of the LULAC organization. Those of you who don't know LULAC, LULAC is a established historical to provide access for Hispanic students to make a difference in their education. And Soledad is here with some students as well, and she is going to kind of highlight some of the work that our kids have done in our district. Can you guys give Soledad a round of applause? Un aplauso, por favor.
Good evening. My name is Soledad Villalvilla, and I'm a board of director member of LULAC. And one of the things that we do want to let everyone know is that LULAC is one of the largest and oldest Latino organization. It was organized in 1929 in Corpus Christi, and now we have LULAC councils all over the nation. One of the missions that we have is to go into the schools, and hopefully we can get LULAC councils in all of the schools for all of the children here so that they can continue their education and their leadership, and we're there to help them, support them in any way that we can. I wish my brother was here. He could tell you so much more than I could, but I've taken on the role of going into some of these programs with Sunny, and it's amazing how many beautiful children we have in the schools. Very proud of them. I get emotional because they are Latinos, but one of the things that we do is we provide continued education scholarships for our kids, and this year we were able to give 4 $500 scholarships to them. And so we are hoping that next year we are able to give them more. One of the things that we also did, we had a youth council this year. We had that over at Northridge High School, and we had a lot of the kids from the different schools came out and they participated in activities, and we had speakers for them. One of the things with your help is we brought Mr. Jose Hernandez, who is our first Latino astronaut, came and spoke to Greeley and the kids, and everybody just loved him. And this Friday on Amazon, they're going to be streaming that movie. So I hope everybody gets a chance to see that. One of our LULAC councils out of Franklin School, they had fundraisers. They raised a lot of money, and they were able to go to Washington, D.C. They were able to go to the Capitol. They got to visit with the LULAC officers there, and they just had a blast over there. I wish I could have gone, but of course I work for Sunrise also, and which I dearly love, but it's really nice to be involved with LULAC. And so with that, I'm going to introduce 3 of our LULAC children. Well, they're not children, they're kids, but they're children to me.
Hi, I'm Sophia. I am from Northridge High School. I am a senior, and I've been in LULAC for, I believe, 3 years. And LULAC has taught me how to connect with others, and it's harder. I don't know. We get to give to the community. We've done the parade of lights, and we just like to make ourselves out there and just get to know our community.
I just want to say before I start, if I sound scared, I am, because I haven't talked to the District 6 board. So my name is Ashley Olivares. I am a senior at Northridge High School. I've been a part of LULAC for 3 years. I view LULAC more as a family than a club because we all get to come together, celebrate our culture, and also show it not only at school but in the public as well.
Hi, my name is Daniela Rodriguez. I've been part of LULAC for 3 years. I'm a senior at Northridge High School. I enjoy LULAC because it stands, my community stands out. I feel very comfortable in just being around people like me and having a helpful teacher as well. And yeah.
So one of the points that we do look for when we do provide the scholarships, it's for the continued education of the kids that are planning to go to college and their families can't afford to send them. So they do a lot of community services here in town and around, and they fill out an application. We take all of their information. We see how they're doing in school, if there's anything that we can do to help them. And then we have a board of LULAC members that review the applications, and then from those, we were only given 3 scholarships this year, but because we had 4 outstanding students, we just felt that we had to find another sponsor to help us with the 4th student. And so we were able to give 4 scholarships this year. And they're all started school. One went into Pennsylvania. We have 2 that stayed here in Greeley, and then we had another one, and I'm not sure where she went, but she wants to become a veterinarian. So we felt that she needed some support because her family was low income. But very smart kids, very smart. I was surprised at how well educated they are and their aspirations for the continuation of their education. So that's what we're looking for is, we want to help kids get farther, and that's what we have the scholarships for. Thank you.
Thank you, Soledad, for coming. So I want to let the board know and the community know as well that a couple months ago, I asked the family advocates at all schools to plan some type of Hispanic Heritage Month celebration. And so if you guys see those invites, if you would try to go to those if you can. I know we got one from Heath Middle School and other schools as well. We're going to be celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, and I look forward to seeing you there. And again, just thanks to the community and to Dr. Pilch and the board. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we do have maybe some questions and comments from board members, and I know Ms. Pappas has some.
I appreciate you being here tonight, Soledad, and students for being here and sharing your experiences about LULAC. We do miss Sunny, but we are glad that you were here to accept this proclamation award. I would say that I am just really grateful that we have strong LULAC presence in our schools now. When I taught 5th grade at Billy Martinez, it was probably the early 90s when Dr. Roberto Cordoba came and approached us about starting a LULAC organization with our 5th grade students. And I think that throughout the years, we lost sight of how important it was to have LULAC organizations in our schools. So I'm just grateful that it's strong. Our schools believe in LULAC. Our students are proud to be in LULAC. And I'm just grateful that you're all here tonight to share that information. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pappas. Are there any other questions or comments from board members? Seeing none, Ms. Lemon, will you give us a vote, please?
Director Bentley?
Aye.
Director Campos-Fitzy?
Aye.
Director Mash?
Aye.
Director Matthews?
Aye.
Director Pappas?
Aye.
Director Sullivan?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you, Ms. Lemon. And I do have these proclamations, if someone would be able to accept them. Next on the agenda tonight is our superintendent's honor roll and our superintendent's report. And so, Dr. Pilch, I will hand this over to you.
Thank you, President Matthews. And I'm really honored to recognize a couple of organizations here in our community as part of our Superintendent's Honor Roll. So you heard earlier tonight in our Innovation 2030, the importance of partnerships and community partnerships, business partnerships, and folks in our community coming alongside and supporting us. There are no other organizations like these two organizations I honor tonight in my Superintendent's Honor Roll in terms of their support for District 6. The Weld Trust and the District 6 Success Foundation have done far more for District 6 than anybody could have ever hoped here in our community. I was doing just a little bit of math over just the last few years, and both of these organizations have contributed millions to the students here in District 6. Just to highlight a few, without both the Success Foundation and the Weld Trust, we would not have smart labs in almost every school now. And we have a plan and the dollars raised to have a smart lab in every school K through 8, elementaries and middle schools and our K-8 schools. Without the support of these two organizations, we would not have the social emotional supports that we now have in our buildings and for our staff and for our students. It's truly remarkable how they've come alongside us. And most recently, you all learned of the Success Foundation. At their breakfast this year, they decided to fundraise for equipment and materials for the new Career and Technical Education Center. And so they began their efforts and began raising really hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then worked with the Weld Trust on a grant application, and the Weld Trust is coming alongside with another $500,000 of support in the Career and Technical Education Center. The partnership and the way the two organizations have worked together, oftentimes it's this Julie Hill, the executive at the Success Foundation, writing the grant to the Weld Trust to consider giving us more support and more dollars, but we are just so grateful. Both organizations have supported internships in different ways financially, as well as taking on interns in their organizations, and we just cannot say enough about the true investment both the Success Foundation and the Weld Trust have made in District 6. You make a huge difference. Your organizations are making a difference for the students here in District 6 and the families here in District 6. And I say to our staff, the work we do is we are turning poverty around. We're changing poverty. When we educate children well, we begin to move that 65-70% of poverty in our community to a lower number. And that's what we're doing here. So thank you, Julie Hill. Thank you, Bob Murphy. I understand you're here from the Weld Trust. I'd love for the two of you to come up and be recognized on behalf of your organizations. And I think that some of the Success Foundation board may be present as well. I know as an executive of an organization that works for a board, we can't do what we do without the support of our boards. And so I know Julie is equally grateful to her board at the Success Foundation. So please stand and be recognized. And Julie and Bob, if you would join me, please. Get a little certificate. Okay.
Y'all getting in her, get in her.
You can have yours. Okay, and then I would like to give each of you an opportunity if you'd like some time on the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Pilch. I think you covered a lot of it, but I just wanted to thank Bob Murphy, obviously serves on the board of the Weld Trust. They have been an amazing partner to the Success Foundation District 6. As mentioned, I think one thing also that maybe I didn't hear is our school food pantries. That's another project that they just supported. So many things that are making real difference to our students. So I don't feel like thank you is enough for what you all have done for us, but I hope you will take back to everyone involved how much we appreciate all of you and that you really are making a difference in District 6. And I also want to thank you, Dr. Pilch, your team, and the Board of Education. I don't think people give you money if they don't believe in what you're doing. And so I think the work you're doing is important. I think you need to keep it up. And we will continue working with the Weld Trust and other entities that will continue to support our students because they believe in the work that's being done. The other thing I want to say, not only with financial support, but the Weld Trust has allowed us to get other funding. So the Smart Labs is a great example where they said, okay, we will match up to almost $1 million, but you have to go find $1 million. So That's what we did. And between our community coming forward and the Weld Trust matching that was almost a $2 million gift right there. And then for Smart Labs total, almost $4 million, over $4 million was raised. And to have equitable access, again, across the district to those Smart Labs so that all of our children have access to those learning environments. So just one example, but again, Bob, the Weld Trust, thank you so much. Before I let Bob talk, Dr. Pilch brought up a very good point. I do want to recognize Kelly Zillman, our president of the Success Foundation Board, and John Shuttler, our vice president. As mentioned, I certainly could not do the work that I do without their support. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, Julie. Dr. Pilch, thank you. Ashley, I'm nervous too, honey. It's okay. I think you all know who the Weld Trust is. I'm a proud member of that board since its inception. We promote excellence in healthcare and education in Weld County, and I think it's important to note that the dollars that we have go to Weld County. Obviously, School District 6 is the largest education institution that we have in Weld County, and we certainly appreciate all the work that you all do for the students, for the staff, for the members of the community to make Greeley a better place to live. And Julie is correct. We are very proud of the work that you all do, and we're very proud to support your organization, and we look forward to continuing our work together. Thank you.
Thank you, President Matthews, and I will keep my report short. And just to echo Dr. Campos-Spitzy's remarks about the 18 students who were honored with the College Board National Recognition, really outstanding. And so Richard and Natalie, you have something to strive for here. So pay attention, all right? So congratulations to all 18 students, really a tremendous honor to have those numbers here in District 6. And then I'd like to introduce to you all our latest recommendation on our administrative team. I am pleased to recommend to you all Mr. Brad Lupke. Brad, wave, stand up back there. He's found him a spot in the back of the room. Brad has been recommended as the new Assistant Director of Safety and Security for District 6. This is a new position as we continue to increase our safety and security throughout the district and add more buildings and add more cameras and add more security and crisis planning. We realize that we do need some additional support in doing that. Brad comes to us having most recently been, and we won't hold this against him, you guys gave me a break, the last 2 years in the Boulder Valley School District as a student support and safety advocate there in Broomfield, and we were able to steal him back to Greeley as he used to be and formerly was a school resource officer here in District 6. He worked from 2007 to 2021 for the Greeley Police Department, and we're really, really fortunate to have him back. He has extensive experience as well in the U.S. Navy, where he served as a military police officer and an aircraft firefighter for 4 years in Italy and Japan. Just really a strong talent, and really glad to welcome you back to your hometown and your home school district, Brad. Thank you, President Matthews.
Thank you, Dr. Pilch. Next on our agenda is our public participation. As a board, we welcome the comments of community members, and we dedicate a portion of each business meeting to provide an opportunity for the community to present brief comments. All speakers are limited to 2 minutes for comments. Our board members typically do not engage in discussion or provide an immediate response, but we will ask our district staff to respond as appropriate. Written testimony or speaker handouts must be submitted to the board secretary, Ms. Amy Lemon, not to individual board members. The board is committed to providing a safe environment where all members of the school community are treated with dignity and respect, and we expect all speakers to exercise their speech rights responsibly. Speakers are responsible for their own speech, and speakers' remarks must be suitable for an audience that includes kindergarten through 12th grade students. Anyone who disturbs order may be required to sit down or to leave the boardroom. We ask all speakers and those in attendance to conduct themselves in a dignified and non-disruptive manner. Cheering, snapping, clapping, and other distractions are not allowed during or upon completion of any public comment. First tonight, we have Miss Ellen Foster. Okay. So we'll move to our second public speaker, and that's Ms. Mary Roberts. Welcome, Ms. Roberts. Thank you for being here, and you'll have 2 minutes.
Thank you. Board and Madam Superintendent, I started coming to the board meetings in January, and as a part of that endeavor, learned about the opportunity to also attend the work sessions. I attend the work sessions because I learn every time I get to see you all interact with each other, not just the topics that you're dealing with, but the questions that you ask. My husband and I have a store in downtown Greeley. We've had the store for 15 years, and it's our plan to wrap that up by the end of the year. So I'm going to be coming here less often and focusing on that undertaking to wrap up what has been a labor of love. And so if I'm not back in time to say, I wanted to let Terry know, Director Pappas, how important your comments have been, that I have learned so much, and I believe the board would agree with me that they're going to miss you. And you've been a model for us, and I wanted to let you know that in case I don't get a chance to come back. I'm sure there'll be much recognition, but please know that your comments have stayed with me, as have all of the others. But you won't be on this board in the future. So I wanted to thank you personally, and thank you to all of the members of the board.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Roberts. Next tonight, we have Ms. Stacy Castile. Thank you for being here, Ms. Castile.
Thank you so much for having me. As I was reviewing the I-2030 innovation, something that just continues to stick out to me is that every student matters. Every situation matters. And I truly believe that this is something that we as a district, as a community, can strive towards. I am such a supporter of this and such a pro-education supporter that I want to fight for the kids who are dropped from classes because of a concurrent professor. I want to fight for the kids who don't completely understand the assignment and need another chance. I believe that's what makes it personal for each student, is to have every student have some type of a voice, and I look forward to being a voice for the students. Recently, a situation had arose with concurrent classes between Ames and District 6. It is unfortunate that not all the parents are getting all of the information up front so that they can make personal decisions for their students. Especially when later on a professor comes and drops that student from a class without having an opportunity to talk to the parents, to get an understanding of what is going on. That's what I think being pro-education is. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Castile. Next tonight, we have Ms. Maria Foster. Thank you for being here tonight, Ms. Foster. Welcome. You'll have 2 minutes.
Thank you, Superintendent Pilch, members of the board. I think I can speak for almost everybody in saying I don't really like paying taxes. But I do appreciate what appropriately spent tax dollars can do for me and my community. And in reviewing what the bond issue and what the mill levy override has done for the district, I am impressed by the school board's transparency. I am impressed by projects being finished on time and on budget, especially during a tumultuous period with COVID and supply chain issues. I think it is important to maintain the physical structures in which education happens. And I think some of the stories that are happening in the news now illustrate that. When you look at national stories or even stories in Colorado where students are being let out of school early or classes are being canceled because school districts have not been able to invest in air conditioning in their schools. And it is an intolerable environment in which to conduct classes. And we have not had that issue here in District 6. So it may not be sexy, but it's vitally important that our buildings are maintained and that they are appropriate environments both for students and for staff, that they are safe and functional and will last for many years. And I have been impressed with some of the presentations where we've seen how many things have moved from red to green, from needing to be replaced to being good for another 10 to 15 years, all things considered, barring some kind of natural disaster or emergency. And so I do appreciate, I said, I don't think anybody likes to pay taxes, but I do recognize their importance, and when they're well spent and transparently spent, and I can see the results, I appreciate what my tax dollars are going towards. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Foster. Next tonight, we have Ms. Sonia Miller. Welcome, Ms. Miller. Thank you for being here.
It's been 22 years since they knocked down the Twin Towers. We, the people, were outraged by the acts of these cowards. We were told the Muslims who couldn't fly planes had entered the cockpits and took over the reins. But now we've had time to look closer and see. It wasn't the box cutters, but the powers that be. What else could explain 3 buildings collapsing from fires in just a few hours elapsing? World Trade Center 7 collapsed the same day. 47 more stories came down the same way. Into their own footprint, they fell with perfection, each floor giving way in perfect succession. Never in history has this happened before. Steel buildings burn for days while maintaining their core. Jet fuel burns at 1,500 degrees. It takes 2,700 to melt steel beams. The Pentagon footage has never been seen, taken as evidence when the FBI intervened. No luggage, no parts, and no people were found, but one side of the Pentagon came crashing down. And those waterproof, fireproof little black boxes that give us the details of failures and causes, those indestructible things also never got found. But a terrorist passport was found on the ground. NORAD intercepts the threats in our airspace 10 of 10 times, but not in this case. Rumor has it the pilots started asking around, can we intercept? And they were told to stand down. We knew very quickly just who was to blame. Osama bin Laden, the TV would claim. The US of A attacked without notice. The great loss of life was meant to provoke us. Now angry and hurting and wanting revenge, the people were ready to make their amends. Our soldiers got ready, said goodbye to their kiddos, while their wives hoped and prayed they'd not become widows. The math doesn't add up. It's like Common Core. 3 buildings, 2 planes, now we're going to war. The playbook is old, from way back in the day, the massacre evil and well underway. They want us at war with ourselves and each other. We play into their hands when we're harming another. Do unto others applies to all of mankind, and loving our neighbor will keep us aligned.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. Finally tonight, we have Mr. Bob Stack. Thank you for being here tonight, Mr. Stack.
Thank you. Board, Dr. Pilch, first off, I had to wear the colors of CU. Second, thank you very much for mentioning 9/11. A lot of people have already forgotten that. That's a shame. And third, very quickly, my intent is to talk about AI again, artificial intelligence. Some of you I've sent articles to. I would request, as a taxpayer, to have the district sometime in the near future let us know what the district is doing with AI. Again, I hope we are. I'd be willing to work with anyone in the public or in the district. A lot is happening there, and as I said several months ago, it's important that we know what AI is and can do. It's extremely important that our teachers know what it is. and how it will affect our students. The article that I wasn't able to send to you today that I ran across before I came down is a reporter pretending to be a college student applying to some of the Ivy Leagues. Now, why she didn't pick CU or CSU, I have no idea. But she was able to go to Chatbot, try some of the others, and have her short essays printed out. Now, there were some glitches in there, but that's one of the things that universities, colleges, school districts, employers are facing. How do we control AI rather than it control us? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Stack. That concludes our public participation tonight. Next on the agenda is our consent agenda, and this is an action item that needs a motion.
I move that the Board of Education of Greeley-Evans School District 6 approves items as presented on the consent agenda and authorizes the officers to sign any and all contracts.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you both. Is there any discussion on the consent agenda? Not seeing any, so Ms. Lemon, will you give us a vote, please?
Director Bentley?
Aye.
Director Campos-Spitzy?
Aye.
Director Mesh?
Aye.
Director Matthews?
Aye.
Director Pappas?
Aye.
Director Sullivan?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you, Ms. Lemon. Next on the agenda is a second reading of a repeal policy BDFC preschool council. This is an action item that needs a motion.
I move that the Board of Education of Greeley-Evans School District 6 repeals policy BDFC preschool council as presented.
Second.
Thank you both. Any discussion on the motion? I'll remind everyone, this is a second read, so we got to visit and talk about this at our last meeting, but there's no discussion tonight, so Ms. Lemon, will you give us a vote, please?
Director Bentley?
Aye.
Director Campos-Spitzy?
Aye.
Director Mesh?
Aye.
Director Matthews?
Aye.
Director Pappas?
Aye.
Director Sullivan?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you, Ms. Lemon. Next tonight, we have an update on the Career and Technical Education Center. So Dr. Pilch, I will hand it to you.
Thank you, President Matthews. I know you've heard a lot about our new Career and Technical Education Center. We thought it would be wise to really give you a thorough update of the Career and Technical Education Center, and we're proud to share a video with you that we will be using to share with others about the CTE Center. So I think we're going to start with the video. Is that correct, Mr. Osmus? Well, or I can let you start, Mr. Osmus. Yeah. All right, Mr. Osmus, our Director of Secondary Education and Post-Secondary Readiness has come to the podium. And so we'll let him get started. I do want to recognize all of the Career and Technical Education Center staff and students who are in the audience. Thank you for being here. I suspect you're going to be recognized at some point in this presentation, but this doesn't happen without all of you teachers and all of you students who are willing to engage in the program. So Mr. Osmus, we're ready for you to take it. Thank you.
Good evening, President Matthews, members of the board, Dr. Pilch, and our student representatives. So I'm Anthony Osmus, Assistant Superintendent of Secondary Schools and of Post-Secondary Readiness. I'm with me tonight is Jenny Schilling, the Director of Career and Technical Education, and Mr. Jordan Carlberg, Career Pathway Specialist. But then also really with us tonight are the true stars of our CTE Center, which are teachers and our students. And so we're happy to give you this update tonight. Less maybe from us and more from really the teachers and the students on how this is impacting their own lives right now. So in response to Kyle, I think your comment and many comments, this CTE Center really, it truly is just a game changer when it comes to career readiness. We say that we are career and college ready, and this just shows our dedication to that. There we go. This is an update, so we won't go too much into our strategic plan, but just know this work is grounded in our strategic plan. Under Goal 1, provide a personalized learning experience for all students so they can graduate on time and be career and college ready, and to also increase student engagement in career pathways and respond to industry, business, and community needs. And I just have to say that before we turn this over to Jenny, this has just been an absolute thrill to open this CT Center for our students. If you haven't been there yet, you just have to go. The students are so excited. They're so happy to be there, and it's just fun to watch them. I just want to do a special thanks to a few people. First, the vision of Dr. Pilch to have this thought and to take this building that was there before and turn that into such a great place, including Jefferson. The support of the Board of Education for this, the support of also the Success Foundation, which we know, and Weld Trust, and then also the voters of Greeley and Evans. And so we thank you all for this opportunity. And with that, I'll turn this over to Jenny Schilling.
Thank you, Mr. Osmus. After much planning and a lot of anticipation, we're excited to share our instructors and students from the D6 CTE Center with you this evening. Our mission at the CTE Center is to equip and empower our students as they successfully launch into high-demand career and college opportunities through authentic instruction and in collaboration with peers, families, and industry partners, elevating our community. Just to remind us, the pathways offered at the D6 CTE Center are welding, cosmetology, education, construction with an electrical focus, and cybersecurity. Credits earned, students attending the CTE Center earn a total of 4 credits per year, 2 of which are CTE electives and 2 align to the appropriate core credit. And concurrent enrollment, where students take classes for both high school and college credit, is integrated into all our pathways at the CTE Center. Students also have the opportunity to earn educational and/or industry certifications. We're excited to share a video with you of the D6 CTE Center created by the D6 communication team. And immediately following the video, our instructors and students will share about their experience in their respective pathways.
Hi, good evening. I'll let you go. There we go. That was pretty good. Hi, good evening. I'm Lauren Appelhans, and I teach the education pathway at the District 6. See, I'm nervous too, don't worry. At the District 6 CTE Center. I am there in the morning. I am most excited about growing future educators for Greeley Evans School District 6. Director Matthews said it as well, that we need teachers. And so I am really excited. Our district is really, truly amazing. And we have wonderful students who can fill the increasing needs of our educators. My hope is to excite more students than we need and build a strong pipeline of future teachers. It is my pleasure to introduce one of my students from the education program, Miali.
Hi, I'm Miali. I'm in the education pathway at the CTE Center, and I also attend Greeley Central High School. Within this program recently, we've been learning about children development and how they develop socially, cognitively. And it's been helping me to understand how little kids just learn and help me learn more about myself and my peers as well. We were also able to learn how playing was a good way to learn for kids, you know, with sensory stuff and how that could be used in many different ways. Being able to join this program, I'm happy because I really want to be an educator. So I'm grateful for this opportunity. In the future, I would like to start teaching middle school. And I feel this program will be able to prepare me for what's to come.
Hello, School Board, Dr. Pilch. I'm Matthew Weber. I teach construction at the District 6 CTE facility. I'm most excited about meeting the needs of the students that actually want this as a career and giving them the opportunities, the experience in the construction industry and in the construction world through the partnership with Habitat for Humanity. And it is my pleasure to introduce Enrique.
Hello, my name is Enrique Rivas. I go to Northridge High School. I'm a senior. I'm part of the construction/electrical program here at the CTE Center, and honestly, didn't know what I was getting myself into at first, a little nervous, but it's been a blessing to me, and I've learned so much from the past 3 weeks already. The Habitat for Humanity part, we go there to the site, didn't know what to expect at all. We learned that we're doing something called siding, and I'm like, what is siding? I don't know what that is. And I go there, and I'm at the end of the day, I'm over here putting the siding in the walls, knowing how to frame it, knowing how to put everything where it needs to put, know how to measure it out. Walking into the CTE Center, I also didn't know anything about construction, electricity, and now I know how to read a tape measure, do all the important things that I need to know how to frame a wall. We've been building some walls. It's just a blessing to me, and it's one of the greatest opportunities that could ever given to me. And I'm just very thankful for everyone that's helping out with the CTA Center and the construction program. And you guys give us like so much things to work with, and I appreciate that so much. And yeah, thank you guys.
I am not the welding instructor. I'm Jordan Carlberg, the Career Pathway Specialist. Our welding instructor, Josh Lanning, was not able to attend tonight. Mr. Lanning has done a fantastic job jumping right out of industry, right into the classroom. When asked what he's most looking forward to this year, Josh said that he's excited to see the student growth in the welding field, as well as to see the increase of their comfort level as they continue to prepare themselves for industry. Another thing he's looking forward to is continuing the growth in the relationship with the Ames Community College Welding Program. And I would like now to introduce one of the welding students, Nakota, to share about his experience.
Hi, my name is Nakota. I attend the welding program at the CTE Center. My main high school is Northridge. We are learning on how to cut a 3-inch steel plate and have done a lot of safety. We are now finishing that up and are in the shop. I enjoy going to the CTE Center. It is a fun environment. I really like the one-on-one time and how we can easily get help with anything we are confused or stuck on. It has helped me prepare me for the industry. I want to work with my dad on the northern pipeline in Alaska, and this program will help me get my certificates at no cost and skip the trade school. The process of oxy/acetylene cutting is very fascinating. I joined the process, and I'm very grateful for the school.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joe Baffo, and I teach in the IT cybersecurity pathway. First of all, I join you with industry experience, and I also was a teacher at the Poudre School District, and thank you for welcoming me to your community. Also, as Jenny had said before, our learners have the opportunity to earn industry certificates where they could jump right into the workforce. And then we also partner with AIMS to provide college education or college classes through concurrent enrollment. And even they could even jump into a career here in District 6. I noticed Tony Check is here, and I wanted to give him special thanks because he's our director of IT, if you don't know that. And he and his team were instrumental in helping us get set up. So thank you, Tony, for that. And being able to provide an education like this so that our learners can go and jump into a high demand and high wage career. And one of those learners in my pathway is Connor here.
Hi, my name is Connor, and I attend the CTE Center for Cybersecurity, and my home high school is Northridge. I am a junior and plan to complete the full 2-year program here at the CTE Center in cybersecurity. I applied for the cybersecurity program because I thought it would be interesting to learn things that I have always been interested in my whole life at no cost to me or my family. This program allows students like me who might not be able to normally get the opportunity to learn cybersecurity or any of the other pathways. It gives them the opportunity to be able to do so. I also appreciate that regardless of whether a student has special needs or whatever their background is, they are still treated equally in whatever pathway they choose and throughout the whole course of their learning here. We all know our own stuff coming into the class every day, and we work together to teach each other and learn from each other, just like in a real work environment, because you both need your interpersonal relationships, which we've been working on, and also the actual cybersecurity aspects. In just the 4 weeks I've been here at CTE Center, I have built a computer from the ground up. I've learned how to program in Visual Basic. I've learned how to work with spreadsheets, and I am currently learning how to design web pages in HTML and C++. And we've also, me and a couple of my fellow students, have actually been able to help troubleshoot problems with the technology around our school, even. Because we've been progressing so quickly through each of the modules that we have for our learning, we've actually been having to open up new modules for us to learn. For example, one of them are troubleshooting that we opened up just today. And it's interesting just seeing how different all of them are, but also how interconnected all the different things are. I just wanted to also say thank you to all board members and everyone who helped establish the school and everyone who helps run the CTE school so that we have the opportunity to be doing all of this. And my plans after I'm out of the CTE Center is hopefully getting a job in at least a basic IT field, but also hopefully I'm able to work with AI and be able to help progress that further because it already is very powerful and I would love to see where that can go. And yeah.
Okay. Here's your heads again, sorry.
I am Julie Ryan, and I'm the instructor for the cosmetology pathway.
what I'm most excited for is watching the growth of the students to achieve to go, when they are finished with the pathway, be able to go get their Colorado cosmetology state license. That is something that they have to do at the end of the program in order to work in the state of Colorado. There is a high demand right now for hairstylists, believe it or not, but there is a high demand, and this is a career that they could walk out and get a job right away when they are completed. So I have a lot of connections too where I can help them achieve that as well. So I want to introduce Haziel. She is a student in the cosmetology program.
Good evening. I am Haziel Rivera from the cosmetology pathway. I am in the afternoon session, and in the mornings I attend Greeley West High School. I am a junior, so I will be completing the 2-year program. I just want to share my experience with the CTE. Honestly, I've been loving it. So far, we've learned how to use a Marcel curling iron, the proper way to curl hair with a straightener, how to use different roller patterns and bases, body systems, and infection control. I've learned so much in such a little time, and I know that everything I learn here will help me, whether it be getting ready faster in the mornings or to have a good career in the cosmetology field. And if I'm honest, I'm not sure what type of cosmetologist I want to be. That's why I love this program, because while I learn a bit about everything, I can just enjoy the whole process. And so at the end, I can find the career that's the best fit for me. Thank you.
Thank you, staff, students, for hanging out with us this Monday evening. Next steps as we look into the next school year. I know we just started, but we are looking into the next school year. The CTE Center application will open November 1st and will run through December 31st. And students and families can look for information through D6 social media, emails, and then high school visits as well in the coming weeks. Thank you, and we're happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Carlberg. I do think we have a few questions for you guys, and then know Dr. Campos-Spitzy has one.
So more a comment than a question, but I saw one of the purposes of the Career and Tech Ed Center is for increased student engagement, and that is what I have seen the times that I've been able to visit. The students who are there, I think they feel lucky to be there. I think they know there's a wait list and that they were really fortunate to get one of those spots. So I see students who are engrossed in what they're doing, they're focused, they're excited to learn. I was talking to the cosmetology instructor about how much it would cost to get that same Colorado cosmetology state license through like a Paul Mitchell school, and it would cost something like $35,000. This is free, and they get the same license, they take the same test at the end. There are affordable programs, but they're all the way in Sterling and Denver, not close to here. So just really cool that we're able to offer that. And I bet that we're gonna see amazing graduation rates from CTE students because they're just focused and they're excited. And of course, a shout out to our future middle school teacher. We can't wait to have you in District 6 in, 6 years.
Thank you, Dr. Campos-Spitzy. Next, we have Ms. Natalie Mash.
Well, I wanted to thank you all for coming, and all of you students are so well spoken, and the passion and the joy of what you're learning just has really come out. So I think y'all should take this show on the road to all the middle schools. I really appreciate the focus of Jordan and Jenny of getting the word out to our younger students that these are the programs that are available. And just kind of to add on to what Dr. Campos said, my mom came to the ribbon cutting with me, and she was just like, wow, I wish this had been here for my brother. When I was going to, this is only one generation away, but you didn't have the opportunity to really investigate your career in high school. And I just think I'll be curious to see down the road if we have less switching of majors, if people can really get dialed into what they're interested in earlier. I just be curious about that. But Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your personal experience. Oh, the other thing I was gonna say, Mr. Weber, I think you shared with us that at Jefferson, through the construction program, you had 100% graduation rate of those students. And yeah, student engagement, if you can be interested in what you're learning, you don't have to wait till college to like get into your major and finally be interested in some of the things you're learning. So thank you again to the voters and to the amazing financial stewardship and production with Mr. Henson to get this building up and going.
Thank you, Ms. Mesh. Mr. Bentley.
Yeah, I always talk about the CTE Center and the trades and everything. But as I sit here, I was thinking about maybe the biggest thing that I realized or come to realize being on the board from going from a parent to just a board member on, kind of on the other side of the aisle. As parents, when we have a problem, we're focused on our child who, we have, say 5 to 10 factors that affect at least, that affect our children's education, from learning abilities to disabilities to backgrounds to language barriers to all these different things. And you take those 5 to 10 factors and times them by 23,000. And I'm pretty good at math, but 23,000 to the fifth power is even more than I can do, right? And it's a lot of possibilities. And so when I say that we're broadcasting this broad net to catch as many fish as possible, it's a pretty broad net to try to catch all these fish, right? And you guys are so unique, and God bless you for being that way, because it would be boring if we weren't, right? And that's the beauty of life. But this is just another factor of the district doing their part to be broad-minded and all-encompassing and try to catch these fish. I walked through the CTE Center with the legislative tour the other day, and what they said was right. Like every single one of you guys was happy. Like that, if I could find one word, you all looked happy and just excited to be there. Nobody was on their phones. I don't know if you guys did that on purpose, but we'll just pretend like you didn't, because I didn't. I seen, like it didn't look like you were being labored and stared at by your teachers to stay on task. It really looked like you guys framing that wall. We're happy to be framing that wall and marking those marks. And the welding class, when I went through and looked at the blueprint stuff you guys were looking at, it was relative information. I had a bid come through with some drawings as we were sitting here tonight. I scrolled through and had the same welding symbols. They're teaching you the good things. So also to the community, this isn't just for show, and this isn't like a circus act. This is legitimate stuff that's going to help these kids be successful. And Dr. Pilch says it all the time. We're lifting people out of poverty, and this is just one of many ways. And it's super. Like going 2 years ago when the voters elected me to the board. I still don't know why or how I got elected, but thank you all for this opportunity to be here and just to learn what's really going on. And also thank you the community to standing behind these kids and the district and Dr. Pilch and her administration and believing in her, and continuously, like we said, we passed MLO, which was you guys giving us more money to keep doing fun things like this, exciting, beneficial things like this. And then we have stuff like the Well Trust and the Success Foundation that just keep pouring more in. And it's because they believe in what's going on. It's because you guys are out there doing good things. I don't know if I've met anybody that wants to go work on the North Slope of Alaska, right? But if that's where your dad is, I totally get it. And it's pipeline is a great job. So I'm excited to see you go do that. And all that sort of stuff is just, it's mind-boggling when you start trying to think of the job that the district has to train and get these kids ready for life, and how much there really goes into it. And kudos to you guys. And I'm super excited just to keep watching the CTE Center succeed and be a staple of our community for years to come.
I think we also have a student question. I'm not sure if it's, is it you, Natalie? Okay.
Well, I'm also a senior at Early College Academy, and I just think it's super cool and very inspiring that you guys get the opportunity to start your careers. I know going to ECA, I'm getting 2 years ahead in my college requisites, but seeing you guys in action and already knowing what you guys want to do is just something super cool, and it's something I like seeing, being part of like the district and stuff. So I just wanted to give you guys a huge, it's an accomplishment to say the least. So yeah, I just think it was really cool.
Thank you, Natalie. I have a question for you, Matt. And it's this, that I know some of these programs are new and some of these professors are new, but you've been doing what you're doing for a while now and working with Jefferson and teaching construction. And so what has the new facility meant to you and to your students?
Wow. First of all, I did take my hat off for you tonight, okay?
Appreciate that, Matt.
My building area, the building area that my students are able to use is about 8 to 9 times bigger than what we had. We literally had a choir classroom that we stripped the carpet out of and made it a shop. It's amazing. The facility itself, the history of it, and the fact that the Department of Transportation had it, the brick is still there. Just seeing the architecture of the old building, I mean, looking at the ceiling and seeing the blocking of the roof joist, which we don't even use anymore. It's just, I don't know. Not to mention, like I said, the new machinery, the new tools. It's going to be safer because of the ventilation and the dust collection system, and the tools that they get to use and see. It doesn't. I mean, you're talking millions of dollars worth of stuff that they're going to get to, I don't want to say play with, but have experience on that they would never be able to, because, I mean, as a business owner that owns a construction company, I'm not going to go buy those things because I'm not going to use them enough. They're going to get to use them on a regular basis to where they're going to be fully trained on them. They're going to use them safely. And as I was telling them today, you're going to be in a safe, controlled environment so that you're doing things correctly now. And then when you get onto the site, you're doing things correctly and efficiently and safely, so that you're learning in this sheltered environment, but at the same time, you're going to be stepping into that industry ready to go do it efficiently and effectively. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Any other questions or comments from board members? Well, again, thank you guys for being here tonight. We appreciate what you being here. We appreciate what you're doing. Very proud of the work that you're doing, and hopefully our community is proud as well. And again, this CTE Center is our bonus. Something we did not think we would necessarily get in this bond issue, and so thanks to our administration for such great stewardship of those bond dollars. So finally on our agenda tonight is our District Accountability Committee membership and School Accountability Committee membership approval, and this is an action item that will need a motion.
I move that the Board of Education of Greeley Evans School District 6 approves the membership of the District and School Accountability Committee as presented.
Second.
Thank you both. Is there any discussion or any question on our District Accountability Committee or School Accountability Committee memberships? Well, I'm not seeing any.
Stacy's going to share something.
Oh, sorry, Stacy.
I'm so sorry.
I was trying to get us out of here. My apologies.
It's great. No.
Go ahead.
Thank you,
Dr.
President
Dattery.
Matthews, Dr. Pilch, and members of the board. Just to share a little bit about this before you do take action on this item, I wanted to share with you that as per state law, the following actions are required by our local school board. They include the approval of the membership of the District Accountability Committee, as well as the approval of the membership of the School Accountability committees in all of our schools. So to provide you just a little bit of background on these committees, the Colorado Department of Education publishes annually a District Accountability Handbook on its website to provide an outline of the requirements and the responsibilities for the state, district, and school stakeholders within the state's accountability process established by the Education Accountability Act of 2009. The Board of Education is then responsible for either appointing or creating a process for electing members of a District Accountability Committee. The process in Greeley Evans School District 6, as outlined in our bylaws, is to have a representative from each school serve on the District Accountability Committee. A complete list of the members of the District Accountability Committee for the 2023-2024 school year can be found in your meeting materials on board docs. And based on the state law reflected in the District Accountability Handbook, the Board of Education charges
the District 6 Accountability Committee with specific responsibilities throughout the school year. In summary, these responsibilities include submitting recommendations to the Board of Education regarding priorities for spending district dollars, preparation of our District Unified Improvement Plan, and review of any charter renewals as well as any new applications that may come forward. Additionally, the District Accountability Committee supports family engagement opportunities and other district initiatives. At each meeting as well, there is a superintendent's forum whereby Dr. Pilch shares with our District Accountability Committee important information as well as gains feedback from them on various items. In addition to the District Accountability Committee membership approval from the board, each school is also responsible for establishing a school accountability committee. Please also see the enclosed documents for these membership lists of each of these school accountability committees. The duties and responsibilities are very similar to that of the District Accountability Committee, but are at the local school level to provide input, feedback, and direction for the school leadership teams and the principal of each of the buildings. So I thank you for the opportunity to share this information with you this evening, as well as your consideration and subsequent action.
Thank you, Dr. Dattery. Are there any questions or comments from board members? Well, I'm not seeing any, but I do want you just to please convey our gratitude and our thanks to these different committees. We run on committees, and the committees do so much work, and especially these two, to have so many parents involved in this district. We greatly appreciate their time and their energy. We know parents have a lot going on and a lot to do, so thank you. Thank them for us, please.
I absolutely will. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dattery. I think we're ready for a vote. Ms. Lemon.
Director Bentley?
Aye.
Director Campos-Spitzy?
Aye.
Director Mesh?
Aye.
Director Matthews?
Aye.
Director Pappas?
Aye.
Director Sullivan?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you, Ms. Lemon. Well, that is all the business that we have tonight. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us online. Our meeting is adjourned.